NASA is planning to launch its first mission, sending astronauts to the moon since 1972. That's going to happen on Wednesday. Its four-person crew is currently quarantining in Houston in preparation for takeoff. Our next guest knows a little something about space flight preparations. He was forced to return home from the International Space Station earlier this year due to a health concern. This marked NASA's first ever medical evacuation in the orbital lab's history. So joining us now this morning is NASA astronaut, retired Air Force colonel, and former ISS crew member Mike Fincke. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Good morning. Great to see everybody.
So before we get to your story personally, specifically, tell us a little bit about what the crew of Artemis II is going through during this quarantine phase ahead of their scheduled launch.
This is a great crew. They've trained to go fly on a test flight of the Orion spacecraft. They're going to be launching on a really huge rocket called the SLS, and they're going to go farther and faster than we've ever gone before. And so they're excited. When we astronauts get ready for something like this, there's definitely deep emotions because we're humans, but we're also professional, calm, cool, and collected. And what a great crew that we have. They're going to make sure that the Orion spacecraft is ready to go for future flights. They're going to get to see the far side of the moon. And right now they're just thinking of all the things that they need to do in the right orders to make sure that they do it correctly. That's definitely our mantra of not messing things up.
Very important. It's such a treat to be able to speak with you because you've been in this quarantine. You know what this is like for your mission. I mean, it was a first in that it was the first of its kind event for an evacuation due to a medical condition. Tell us about that process, what happened, and the lessons you're hoping it can provide for the future.
Well, we're definitely learning a lot of really good and important lessons. Aboard the International Space Station on January 7th, we're getting ready for a spacewalk for January 8th, and then something happened, and my crewmates all helped me get through what it was. And I'm not being vague; is that we're still trying to figure out exactly what it might have been. We can say a lot of things it wasn't. For example, I did not have a heart attack. In fact, before we fly, they make sure we are extremely healthy individuals, so that we don't have the chances for any of these kind of things are very small. So very surprising to all of us that anything happened. But since we didn't know what it was and we couldn't determine aboard the space station, we knew that that I was okay enough that we could wait a few days to come up with a great plan. It was a really nice plan that that competently, Yosina Cardman, as commander of the Dragon, she led our team to get us to ready for landing. The SpaceX team was ready to receive us. We picked a great place to land, splash down right off the coast of San Diego. We landed at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, something like that, local time. Dolphins came to visit our spacecraft after it splashed down.
Oh, that's great.
And just a few hours later, I was getting some really great scans at the Scripps La Jolla Medical facility right there off the coast of San Diego. Some of the world's finest machines, world's finest doctors were taking a look to see what happened. So we still don't know.
So yeah, so I know that you don't know exactly what it was, but can you perhaps share what kind of symptoms you had? I mean, how did you know you were sick?
I didn't know I was sick, but my crewmates saw that something was off with me. I wasn't feeling anything bad, so they went through what our training was of what to do, how to handle a crew member that wasn't feeling well. And the really neat thing is that we were able to get the flight surgeons, the doctors here in Houston, on the loops with video and audio, and they walked the team through it and to get me stabilized and in good condition. This proves that helps us really get some good data for how do we do this as we go beyond low Earth orbit and to Mars, to the moon and Mars, and how do we handle medical things?
Exactly, because things do happen even if you are cleared. And Colonel, I mean, it must have been frightening when all of this was happening. Tell us a bit about your mental state, especially having to come back and the entire crew having to come back. You must have had mixed emotions there, not wanting to leave space, not wanting your colleagues to leave space.
So yeah, we called it bittersweet. We had 5.5 months already aboard the space station. We were ready for We just came home a few weeks early, so it wasn't drastic. But still, we weren't quite ready. We still had another month in us, and we wanted to see our Crew 12 friends come on board. And but that wasn't meant to be, and we didn't fight it. I mean, it wasn't our choice to make. This was at the highest levels at NASA, and at this point, they said, no, you're going to come home, and we're going to work on it to be the least risk posture that we can, make sure that I was safe. So I'll just let you know that that's one of the mantras we have as astronauts, is we don't want to let our friends down. And I felt for a long time that I let my friends down. I had to get ordered counseled by my crewmates, ordered by the chief of the office, and the administrator himself said, I'm not allowed to say I'm sorry anymore.
Yes.
Because it wasn't my fault.
But we can
it's still,
understand. Yeah.
It's definitely disappointing, but what a good story. I mean, we came back. It was we streaked through the atmosphere, splashed down.
The dolphins
we got
were
great
there.
Yeah, the dolphins are there. Magical.
And all my crewmates are safe. I'm doing great. I'm even secretly hoping to get back on flight status someday.
That was our
this
next
is all-
question. I mean, when are you going to get
so
cleared?
we'll
Yeah.
The other thing, Colonel,
And,
I'm sure this is how you see it too, everything becomes the mission, right? Now the mission is, how do we operate to ensure your safety? What do we learn from this to make sure that our future missions are even safer? So it all plays a role. Colonel Mike Fincke, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story.